listen, this is a live stream, and I'm going to be showing a mixture of new information with some older information, and that way, it's, the information is fluid, and you'll understand how it all connects. Okay, now listen, before I show the new information, understand this, that I don't want to talk about this Taylor Swift, okay? But I have to mention her because there's something connected to her that connects to this particular video. And in the past, I've explained to you how Taylor Swift, the reason she was used is because of the year she was born. Same reason why the person that's with her, this Travis Kelsey, was born in the same year. Like I said, I'm not going to get into all the connections that I've talked about, but Travis Kelsey sounds like Elvis Presley. Okay, that's why when he had the trophy, he's singing, "Viva Las Vegas." You know what I mean? Because they were in Vegas, but Elvis is Vegas. If you don't know that, you know what I'm saying. He is the man of sin. He's the Sin City dude. All right. Anyway, so Travis Kelsey, you understand? And yes, their name is TNT, Travis and Taylor. But listen, I'm not going to get into all the connections. Like I said, go and watch my older videos. You'll see the connections, what it has to do with. But there's a particular thing that she said, okay? Because remember, the first thing that happened to her this year was that she broke Elvis Presley's record, one of Elvis Presley's records. Who cares, But I'm just saying, go and watch the videos. Now, before I show you the connection, which is going to come up in a little while, what is Taylor Swift's favorite numbers?
According to CNN, Taylor Swift's favorite number is 13.
Is Taylor Swift's favorite numbers 13 and 31? Listen.
According to the Today Show, ever since I was 13, I've been excited about turning 31 because it's my lucky number backwards, which is why...
So her favorite numbers are 13 and 31, okay? Because her favorite number is 13, but because it's the backwards, it's 31 of 13. That's why her other favorite number is 31. Now, pay attention, okay? But first, before I show you the connection to that, let me show you this, okay? Here's something I've shown. Now, pay attention. When Elvis died in 1977, okay, there was a horse. The same year Elvis died, there was a horse that won the Triple Crown, okay? Because this is what everything's about, is the Triple Crown. Because Elvis is the Antichrist, Trump is the image of the Antichrist, and Obama is the third wheel. He is the capstone to Elvis and Trump, okay? But Elvis is the top, They're the unholy trinity, okay? So the year Elvis died, on August 16, 1977, there was a horse in horse racing, and horse racing is known as the sport of kings. Elvis was known as the king. Seattle's in King County. Now, because that's the next attack, is going to be on June 11th in the state of Washington. Most likely Seattle's going to be ground zero. The whole area of King County, get out of Washington state, okay, period. Now, on June 11th, 1977, the same year Elvis died, the same year, but not the same date. Elvis died on August 16th, 1977. Seattle won the Triple Crown on June 11th, 1977. And June 11th is the day I'm telling you that Seattle's going to be struck. Now, horse racing is known as the sport of kings, okay? That's another connection, which is just explained. And what is the horse's name? Seattle Slew. Seattle Slew was the name of the horse, man. What does slew mean? Slew means to violently kill. Because that's what they're going to do. They're going to violently destroy Seattle. And Seattle's anagram is the EL state. EL state is the anagram. EL means God in Hebrew. That's why Elvis has the EL in his name. And I'll explain to you the rest of it in a moment. But first, let me show you this. Yes, that's right. Cain slew Abel. That's right. Now watch. So let me just show you this. Now, what is the before I show you the card, did you know, because I was the first one to show this on YouTube. No one ever saw this. connection. Do you know that the Twin Towers was attacked before the original 90, I mean the 9/11 actual attack? It was attacked before that. Okay? And that attack date, let me show you the date. Was the Twin Towers attacked on February 26, 1993? Well, it doesn't say it, but here's the original. See, it says, I don't know if you can be able to see it. It was February 26, 1993. See, the 1993 bombing of the World Trade Center. See, now, there was a few people killed in that one too, you know, and they were trying to bring it down supposedly, right? Now think about that. Now watch this. From that day, let's look at the connections to this. So now, what is the chance? Now listen, remember, Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown on June 11, 1977. And from 6/11/77 to the day that the Twin Towers was attacked the first time was 15 years, 8 months, 16 days. And you know what the 15 represents is the crown, because the letter O is the 15th letter of the alphabet. So anytime you see the 15, it means the crown, the O. All right, so it's the crown on the 8/16. And what is 8/16? That's Elvis's death date. And remember, he died the same year as Seattle Slew on 8/16, but Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown on 6/11. You see what I'm saying? 6/11, from 6/11/77 to the first time the Twin Towers was attacked is 15 years, 8 months, 16 days. That's Elvis's death date. And he died in 77, the same year Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown. Now, if you go from Elvis's death date, August 16, 1977, to the first time the Twin Towers was attacked, look at this. It's the same numbers. It's the same. It's 15 years, right? Of course, because they died in the same year. The Seattle Slew Triple Crown was in the same year as Elvis's death. Look, it's 15 years, 6 months, 11 days now. Are you understanding what I just showed you? Elvis died on 8/16. From Seattle Slew's win to the first time the Towers was attacked, there was 8 months, 16 days in between. Elvis died on 8/16. Get it? And this one is from Elvis's death. And then you have the Seattle Slew connection, because Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown the same year Elvis died. See? 6/11, 8/16. Are you getting it? To the first time the Towers was attacked. Are you understanding what I'm showing? All right. Anyway, so now, so that was to the first time the Towers was attacked. Now, so that was from Elvis's death date connection, right? Now, from Elvis's birthday to the actual day the Twin Towers fell, it was 66 years. Wait, 66 years. I'm not going to tell you the months and day yet. 66 years. And what does that mean? It is the word twin. Twin equals 66. And it was 66 years from the day Elvis was born to the exact day the actual towers fell. Okay? The second attack. The twin attack. Get it? The twin attacks. Do you understand? So, and the word twin equals 66, and Elvis had an identical twin who died at birth. Okay? Do you understand? It's all about the twins, everything. Now, that's why you're going to have a twin attack again with the Seattle the Seattle thing. And twins, when they sit in the womb, how do they sit? One's head is up, one's down. So you have the 9 and the 6. Where's a piece of paper? So imagine, this is the head, and they're sitting inside a crown, the circle. This is one head, that's the other head. You understand? And the 69, right? And that's why you have the 9/11 and the 6/11 connecting to 1 and 1. You understand? It's 1 and the heads, So you have the 9/11, 6/11 in there, right? Anyway, um, so what was I saying? So that's why you have the twin. That's why you're going to have a 6/11 attack, right? Of Seattle. And what was? I'm getting to the new info. I know it's taking me a long time to show it, folks. Hold on. Was the original name of Seattle, New York?
According to Youth Care,
What did the white settlers call Seattle first?
According to Seattle.gov, white settlers came to the Seattle area in 1851, establishing a town site they first called New York. And
See? So Seattle was first called New York. Do you understand? You think that's a coincidence? Oh yeah, right. Anyway, so remember what I showed you a little while ago with the connections. Now remember, I was telling you that when the actual towers fell, it was 66 years from Elvis's birthday, and the word twin equals 66. And Elvis had an identical twin that died at birth. So now, if you just go within the same year, let me just show you this: from Elvis's birthday to the day the Twin Towers collapsed, like I said, it was 66 years. But if you just look at the months and days, look at that. 8 months, 4 days in between. And why am I showing that? Because I told you Trump's going to get his head wound on August 4th in Ohio, you know? So that's another connection to the 9/11 from Elvis's birthday. Of course, I can show you much more, which would connect to my birth date, but I'm not going to show that right now. Now, why am I showing that? Like I said, I'm getting to the new info. I just got to lay the groundwork to show you how perfect this puzzle is. So, so remember what Taylor Swift's favorite numbers are? Let's ask again. Is Taylor Swift's favorite numbers 13 and 31?
according to the Today Show, ever since I was 13, I've been excited about turning 31 because it's my lucky number backwards.
Okay. Now, so everything is about the 13 and the 31, and that's why she's been promoted so heavily, and how she's connected to Elvis. Travis Kelce is Elvis Presley, you understand? So now pay attention, okay? So the prime numbers for 6 and 11 is 13 and 31. 6 prime number is 13, the 11th prime number is 31. Then if you take the 13 and 31, which is, like I said, Taylor Swift's favorite numbers, the prime numbers for 13 is 41, and the 31st prime is 127. So remember, it started with the 611. That's the prime numbers. Then you use the 13, 31, you get 41 and 127. The Twin Towers collapse was 9/11, 2001. But you know what? You can say it 2001 because we say 2020, 2024. You understand? So it's 20 and then 01. So if you took the prime numbers for 9, 11, 20, 01, it equals 41 and 127. You see? The prime numbers, the totals. And what is the 13th and the 31st prime? 41 and 127. Do you see it? You see how it connects to the 6 and the 11? Okay, before I move on, do you see it? For the new people, are you seeing what I'm showing? Can I get some feedback before I move on? Is there any new people who understand this? Okay, so it started with the 611, and then it ends with the 9/11 connection, okay? Now, so now let's go to the next card. So remember, I just showed you, oh man, did I write it on the back of something? Stupid. Just ignore what's on behind this. So the collapse date was 9/11/2001, right? And the prime numbers for 9/11/2001 was 41 127. Pearl Harbor's attack date was 12/7/1941. But you know how we write the date 12/7/41? It would be 12741. Look, 127 and 41 for 9/11, and then the Pearl Harbor. Same numbers, you see? 12741, 12741. Okay? Are you getting that? Before I move on, did you get that? because let me show you. What were the two major attacks on America? What were the two biggest attacks on America? Man, were the two biggest attacks on America soil? Man, I'm gonna break this phone. You know, it's so funny. Every time I used to ask this, it would come up. People saw it on the channel, you know. Hold on. Two major attacks on American soil were. I'm gonna break this phone, man. You piece of. Anyway, it was. I'm not gonna even. I've shown it 100 times. Okay, it was 9/11 and Pearl Harbor. Okay, and Pearl Harbor has to do with water. Okay, you understand? And by the way, the word pearl equals the word devil. So it's basically saying Devil Harbor. You see that? and doesn't Pearl Harbor have something to do with, am I mistaken, with Hawaii? Isn't that Elvis's favorite? Where's Pearl Harbor?
Island of Oahu.
Yeah, it's in Hawaii. Yeah. And Elvis's favorite vacation place is Hawaii. And you know the king of Hawaii? When do they say, oh, who's the first king of Hawaii?
Kamehameha. According to tribes, native voices.
When do they celebrate King Kamehameha Day in Hawaii?
June 11th. According to Wikipedia.
June 11th. You see that? So the king of Hawaii's birthday is, I mean, not birthday, but his day is celebrated on June 11th. Because Elvis is the King Kamehameha, all right? He's the big kahuna, all right? Anyway, so like I just showed you with 9/11, its numbers, its primes connecting to the date of Pearl Harbor, right? And I just showed you how the 6/11 connects to it too. With the, because the date, hold on, because the date, Pearl Harbor was on 12/7, so it has the prime numbers of 9/11, which was 127, 12/7, and which connects to the 6/11 originally. If you look. So, what buildings fell on 9/11? Which were the buildings that actually fell? 1, 2, and 7. 127. See what I mean? The 1, 2, and 7. You see what I'm talking about? That's Pearl Harbor. Was on 12/7. And and I just showed you all those other connections. You see what I'm saying? It's 1, 2, and 7. All right? You know what I mean? Are you getting it? And remember, I was telling you about how the 8/4 is connected to all this, because from Elvis's birthday to 9/11 was 8 months, 4 days. Look, 12 times 7 equals 8/4. Trump's head wound is on 8/4. From Elvis's birthday to 9/11 is 8 months, 4 days. And Trump's birthday is on 6/14. 6 times 14 equals 84. 12 times 7 is 84. Wait, is that right? 12 times 7? 5 times 5 times 12 is 60, then 72, then 84, yeah. I had to question myself for a second there. And why is 127 so important, the connection? Because it's the word EL. See, look, EL equals 17 forward and 37 backwards. Pay attention. 17 forward, 37 backwards. See, the 12th prime number is 37 and the 7th prime number is 17. So it's the 1737 for the EL. EL is 1737. Okay, you understand? That's why that 127 is so important. And yeah, I see your comment there about that, about the Freemasonry thing. Listen, and Elvis's address has the 3717? The Graceland address, 3717?
According to Graceland, the GPS address is 3717 Elvis Presley Boulevard.
So Elvis, one of addresses of Elvis Presley's houses is 3717. You see how it all connects, what I'm trying to tell you? Now, if that's still not enough for you, from the day Elvis was born, January 8th, 1935, to the exact day Pearl Harbor happened is, you see that? From Elvis's birthday to the exact day Pearl Harbor happened, this is the exact amount of days and years. I mean, months and years. 6 years, 11 months. Exactly. The 611, you see? It's you can't. You understand how many coincidences do you need? All right? That's to the exact day. 6 years, 11 months. So it's a 611 connection with the Pearl Harbor. Now, from the Pearl Harbor day, because I told you everything connects to Trump and Elvis. From Pearl Harbor day to the exact day that Trump is born, what is it? Look, Pearl Harbor attack was on 12/7/41. Trump was born on 6/14/46. It's 1,650 days exactly if you add the day. And look, Trump is born on 6/14, which is the 165th day of the year. So you have 165 with a crown. The O is a crown. 165 with a crown. And Trump's going to get his head wound. The crown is the head wound. And you see? And on a leap year, it's 166, but it's 165th on a regular year. And he was born on a regular year. 46. So do you see what I'm saying? Again, what is the chance of all that, you know? Of all these connections, right? And hold on one second here before I move on. All right, watch. So anyway, so Taylor Swift's favorite numbers. First of all, ask me that question at the end of the video, okay? I'll answer your question at the end of the video. Just make sure you hang around. Now look, Taylor Swift's favorite numbers is 13 and 31 because her favorite number is 13. The backwards is 31, right? 13, 31, right? But I'm going to get to why that's important in a moment. But first, let me show you this. So Elvis, his name, okay, because I told you that either his name or the number of his name or his image is going to be the mark of the beast, or it could be all three. Who knows what they will do? Anyway, Elvis, his name, if you break it up, this is what it equals. Okay, El means God in Hebrew. Vi it equals 6 in Roman numerals. In Roman numerals, V is 5, I is 1 in Roman numerals, which equals 6. And the S in Elvis means more than one. S means more than one, like, you know what I'm saying? So that means it's sixes. VIS means sixes, okay? Or, you know, whatever amount of sixes you want to put. So basically, Elvis means God sixes, the God of sixes, okay? And EL means God in Hebrew, right? Now, so remember, Taylor Swift's favorite numbers is 13 and 31. And you know that the 13 and 31 can also be like the word L. It's all about the double L. But this is like the small L's. EL, EL, you understand, backwards, if you wrote the number into letters. And because you can write it as capital letters, the E and the L would make it even bigger than just the E and the L. Okay, but anyway, but you could write it like that too, right? Instead of, because 37, 73 are the bigger ELs. Because 3 and 7 would make the capitalized, you know, that's why, you know, Elvis is connected to the 37 and 73, because, you know, January, the month of January, You know, if you started from the first time that January comes around, it's the first month, right? Then the next time January comes around, instead of starting from 1 again, it would be the 13th month. Are you listening? So it's the first month, then the 13th month, and then the 25th month, and then the 37th month, then the 49th, then the 61, and the 73rd. So it's got the 37 and the 73 and the 13 in the month charts of January. Do you understand? Anyway, forget about that. That's just me going off the charts here. Anyway, so back to Taylor Swift with the 13 and 31 being the favorite number, right? And I told you that where is it? Just real quick. That the prime numbers I told you of 611, the 6th prime is 13 and the 11th prime is 31. And that's her favorite numbers, 13 and 31 connects to the 611, right? And look what it equals, 4417 is the word kill. Kill equals 44 and 17. And the word anti equals the same as the word kill, 4417. Anyway, so now I'm going to show you how it connects to what I was showing you here. The VI, the importance of the Roman numerals VI, connecting to that. So check this out. So remember, I was telling you VI is what's important in Elvis. Look, VI into the gematria calculator, it equals 3113. Look at that. Look at that. And by the way, the words I am equals 231437. You see, it's if you were to put I am into the calculator, it would equal 231437. But anyway, VI is 3113. Look at that. So that's another connection. Okay. And remember, 6th prime is 13. The 11th prime is 31, right? 611. Elvis's comeback special. See, he filmed a comeback special. He filmed it in June, but it aired on TV on 12/3/1968. Okay? Look at this. From that comeback date to the day Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown is 3,113 days exactly. Look at that. Even that's significant right here, the weeks and days. But you see what I'm saying? It's 3113. Right in your face. They're going to slew Seattle. You understand? And that was Elvis's comeback special. Okay? Now, because remember that the 6th prime number is 13, the 11th prime number is 31. All right? That's what it's all about, the 13 and 31. Look, from Elvis's birthday to 9/11 is 35 years, 8 months, 4 days. And Elvis was born in 35. And look at that. Look at the amount of days. It's 13,031. So you have, 13 through 31. And how many, what's in between 13 and 31? 18. 18 plus 13 is 31. You see what I'm saying? Are you getting what I'm showing you here? From Elvis's birthday to 9/11, if you just went forward, not the actual day it fell, 9/11, but I'm saying if you wanted the number 13 and 31, it lands on 9/11. But it would be with the 0 in the middle, not just 13 and 31. Okay? Are you understanding what I'm showing here? Now, here's something that's a little bit more not so great, and I'm going to tell you why. Because look, only in certain ways does it connect from the first of the year to 611. Okay? But look, it's different, the numbers. It's 13310. But wait, it's only if you don't add the day and only if it's in a certain years, because usually it hits 13,311 or 13,312. So it doesn't actually match with 611. But I told you Elvis needs the 9. If you guys been watching my videos, I told you Elvis needs the 9. He was born on 1/8. So if you go from 1/9 to 6/11, it's exactly 1331 and a 0, you know? So that's why I always tell you guys that Elvis needs the 9, okay? And you'll see later in the video what I'm talking about. All right? And remember, I told you the 6 prime number is 13, 11 prime number is 31, you know? And you know, in the UK, they say the date backwards, you know, 11/6. So it's 31/13. It's the same thing, which I was showing you earlier, you know? I could have shown you other number combinations also. And sticking with the 1331 with a crown, if from Washington State's found, you know, when Washington was founded, the state was 11/11/1889 to the exact day of the Queen's birthday. Because look, the Space Needle opened on 4/21 in 1962. It opened in 1962, the Space Needle in Seattle. But this is the Queen's birthday, 4/21/26, opposite numbers of 62. Look, Washington State was founded up to Queen's birthday is 13,310 days exactly. And you know that that in 1962 the Space Needle was erected. It opened, I mean, on April 21st, 62, and it's been 62 years since. Okay, it's going to be 62 years the birthday. Okay. And I don't know, because I was telling you that Washington was founded on 11/11. Notice that, you know, that 11 plus 11 plus 11 equals 33. But if you did 11 times 11 times 11 is 1331. And remember, Washington was founded on 11/11. So I don't know, you know, what this actually means other than, you know, I'm just showing you. I don't know if this means anything, but we're just looking at the 1331. You know. Now, for the people who don't know, before I show you this next thing, wow, folks, listen. I didn't know this video was going to take this long. This is outrageous. This is going way overboard. I thought I was going to be done in 30 minutes. This is like ridiculous, the explanation of all this, you know? Yes, that's right. Kate's birthday is 1/9. That's why I was trying to say that Princess Kate. That's why I told you she's connected up and down to Elvis, because Elvis needs the 1/9. That's what I was showing in with her, the connection. That's what this whole Princess Kate thing is about. Anyway, let me just tell you guys something. What happened in 2011? There was a news story that in Seattle there was in a football game, this guy ran back a kick for a touchdown, and supposedly it caused a small earthquake because the fans were yelling so loud. It was and what was that? What was it called? Because the guy who ran it was known for something in his name. What was the earthquake called that happened on January 8th, 2011? You. When was the beast quake?
According to Sports Illustrated, Lynch's iconic run took place in a Seahawks playoff game against the New Orleans Saints on January 8th, 2011. Seattle was feeling...
So Seattle, there was I've been talking about this for 5 years, folks. Okay, 4.5 years about this beast mode thing with Seattle. Pay attention. So on that day, all right, on that day of January 8th, 2011, oh, first let me tell you why that's important. When was Elvis born?
Elvis Presley was born on January 8th.
So he was born on January 8th. So the day that the beast quake, because that's what it's called, the beast quake in Seattle, because I told you Elvis is the beast out of the sea in Seattle. And on that day, there was a head wound ritual, okay? Besides the beast quake in Seattle. Gabby Gifford's January 8th, 2011. So there was a shooting that happened of Gabrielle Giffords. Oh man, I don't understand why they won't talk about it in the stupid Google. It happened on January 8th, 2011. Gabrielle Giffords got a head wound. She's the one with the head wound. And you know, she was married to a twin astronaut. Okay? And uh, so there was a head wound on that day in 2011. Same day as the beast Quake. Okay? And why am I showing that? Because in Seattle, next to Seattle, you have a head that looks like Elvis. See, this is right here. This is King County, where Seattle is right here. And see this head right here? See, they were calling this place the Chop Zone during the pandemic when all those riots were going on. They were calling this the Chop. So if they chop this off, folks, you're talking about Elvis's head right here. You see this? This is the top of his hair. This is the front of his face. This is the chin. This is the neck. This is the back of the head. Okay? That's Elvis's head right there. See? That's his side profile. Okay? And that's why I'm saying, and remember, Trump, he's going to get his head wound in Ohio on August 4th. But this is Florida, where he lives right now. Florida looks like a pistol, and it looks like his head. If you put this on top of Trump's head, it would look just like his hair. So that's why it's predictive programming. He's not getting his head wound in Florida. He's getting his head wound in Ohio on August 4th. But that's why it looks like his head, and it looks like a pistol. Okay? And you know, Florida is the 27th state, and Ohio's the 17th state. 27 plus 17 equals 44. The kill number, the anti-number, you know. Anyway, so are you getting the connection? So there was January 8th, 2011, there was a earthquake. It's called the Beast Quake. It was small, you know, but it was it's predictive programming. There was a Beast Quake. Elvis is the beast out of the sea, and there was a head wound of a person, a congresswoman named Gabby Giffords, okay? And she survives the head wound, okay? Just like Trump's going to survive his wound. Anyway, it happened on Elvis's birthday, both those events. Okay, now, what was the number that this guy was wearing? The person's name was Marshawn Lynch. Lynch means to, you know, something to do with the head and the neck. You know what I'm saying? So look, it's got the Lynch, and he's number 24. And we're in the year 24, you know? And Elvis's age is 89, and the 24th prime number is 89. Okay. Now, check this out. So speaking of this guy, Marshawn Lynch, and remember, Gabby Giffords got the head wound on that same day as the Beast Quake with that guy, Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn Lynch was the guy who ran back. I'm sorry, I didn't explain that. Marshawn Lynch is the guy who ran the football that day during the Beast Quake. The reason they call it the Beast Quake is he was known as the Beast Mode. He would go into Beast Mode. Anyway, Marshawn Lynch, this was his birth date, and from that day to the day that the Beast Quake happened, and also the day that Gabby Giffords got her head wound, and the day Elvis was born, the 1/8, you know, it's 24 years, 8 months, 18 days exactly. So you have another 24, and you wore the number 24, and we're in the year 24. And Elvis had a twin that were both born on 1/8/18. You see, it's right there again. And for the people who don't know this connection, the 247th day of the year is my birthday, 9/4. And in between Elvis's birthday and 9/11 is 247 days, which is 8 months, 4 days. And this is a crown, the 3, okay? And Elvis died at the age of 42. And by the way, 2011 can also can be like the day 2/11, which is the 42nd day of the year. And this year's Super Bowl was on 2/11 for the first time, okay? And anyway, so you got this connection with the crown on the 42, because Elvis died at the age of 42. Washington's the 42nd state, and the crown on the 247. And America right now, you know its age, right? You'll see it very soon when I show it to you. But right now, just remember I showed you that, okay? And so you had the Beast Quake with this dude, okay? And then you had the Taylor Swift quakes in Seattle. So the next time they had some kind of quake, you had the Taylor Swift quakes, which happened on 7/22 the first time, and then they had another one the next day, and they recently had some more Swift quakes here in America. I mean, here in California during one of her concerts or something. And look, 7/22 is the backwards date of 6/11. That's when it first happened. 6/11's reverse date is 7/22. Anyway, so remember, Taylor Swift's favorite numbers are 13 and 31, right? And it just so happens between Marshawn Lynch's birthday, between Marshawn Lynch, the guy who did the Beast Quake, to Taylor Swift, who also had a Seattle quake, okay? Look, from his birthday to her birthday, or whatever its birthday, the creature, it's, if you don't add the day, it's 1331. If you add the day, it's 1332. So up to the day, it's 1331. There's that 1331 connection in between. You see what I'm saying? So that's an interesting connection, you know. And I told you the year Swift was born is why it's so important to this connection. And speaking of 13 and 31, look, this is what the thing is with 1331. Let me explain to you. Because remember, the 6th prime number is 13, the 11th prime number is 31. That's why it's connected. Look, 665 plus 666 equals 1331. 666 plus 666 is 1332. So this has to go. This has to stay. Okay, this has to go. The 1331. The 6th prime number is 13. The 11th prime number is 31. Okay, now watch this. Where am I? What did I do here? Oh, you'll see how this comes into play later. Okay, right now I'm going to go off a little bit, off script here, to show you something. How did this get in the mix here? What is the reason for this? Oh, I know why. Hold on one second, folks. Let me show you this real quick. So I'm going a little bit off script, not script. What do they call it? Off the path to, and then I'll get back to what I was talking about there. Hold on one second. Anyway, what was this? Oh, okay. So you know the eclipse is coming up, right? And look at what I'm about to. So remember, I'm telling you, Trump's going to get his head wound on 8/4. The head is a crown. I told you the O is a crown. The O can be a crown, a head, a face, an egg, a womb, a halo, a ring. I'm just trying to come up with everything that looks like a circle, you know? So watch. So remember, the X eclipse is going to be on 4/8, right? Yeah, and the womb is a matrix. All right, that's what it's called, right? Matrix is womb. X eclipse is on 4/8, right? And Trump's head wound is on 8/4, right? So basically, what numbers you're looking for? Look, the connecting numbers between 4 and 8 to 8 is the 8, right? 4840. 48 to the 4 to the 0, because the 0, the O, I mean the letter O, is the head, the crown, because Trump's gonna get his head wound, right? So watch this. From the day of the Beast Quake to the eclipse, look at this. From the Beast Quake to the day of the eclipse, Look at this. Are you loving those numbers? Look at this. 4-8 is the day of the eclipse. 8-4 is Trump's head wound. The O is the head, the crown. And look at that. 13 years, 3 months, 1 day. There's your 1331. You see those ridiculous numbers? Look at that. And you know, if you think it's a coincidence that it equals this kind of equation, remember what I showed you in the other video. I'm giving away something I showed in the other video, that if you took their numbers, because Trump's going to get his head wound in Ohio on August 4th, and that's Obama's birthday, August 4th, right? The day Trump gets his head wound in Ohio. If you took Trump's birthday, 6 plus 14 plus 2024 equals 20, you know, 2044. If you take Obama's birthday, the day Trump's going to get his head wound, 8 plus 4 plus 2024 is 2036. It equals 4080. You see what I mean? There's your 4884 again with 2 crowns. 2 crowns and 84. Okay. Are you getting it? And that's exactly what you're saying with the date of the eclipse. You have the sun and moon involved, which is the 2 crowns and the 4-8. You see what I'm saying? You think these are coincidences? Come on, man. All right. And I just showed you that from the beast Quake to today's date, I mean, to the eclipse from the beast Quake is 4840. Exactly. The glasses equals Seattle, like the 2 eyes. Yeah. It can be eyes, the O. Yeah. The 2 O's. Okay. Which I'm going to be showing in another video soon. What you just said. And also, I mean, this may be stretching it, but hold on. Speaking of the 1331, this might be stretching it. George Washington's original birthday was on 2/11/1731, and if you took out the 17, and you know Ohio's a 17th state, like I told you, you know that 2 plus 11 is 13, and then you have the year 31, so there's a 1331 also. And remember, I just showed you that the beast quake happened in 2011, you know, on Elvis's birthday. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I told you that everything is about a resurrection, you know. That everything's about a resurrection. Anyway, earlier, I was telling you how Elvis needs the 9, okay? I'm losing energy, folks, because this is just, it's so overwhelming in the having to think about all this stuff in your head, because I have so much to show, but I can't even talk about it. It's too much information. Anyway, I told you Elvis is born on 1/8. He needs the 1/9. That's what the whole Crown 19 was all about. The Corona, the Crown 19, okay? And that's why because I was talking about the Crown 19 before it was called the Corona 19. I was calling it, 'cause I was telling everyone that Lucifer lost his 19 crown because Lucifer became Satan. Satan equals 55. 55 plus 19 equals 74, which equal Lucifer. So that's why he needs that 19 crown. All right. And that's why you had the 19 crown the first time happened in Seattle, which from the very first day, I was telling everybody that. Okay. When it first happened, I was showing everybody that connection because I was talking about the crown being the 19 and that Elvis needs the 19, Anyway, and like I said, the first person to get it in America was in Seattle. The first clinical trials was from a person in Seattle. And who was the first famous person to get it? Was Tom Hanks. And what was Tom Hanks doing when he got it? Filming the Elvis movie. Do you not understand? You can't make up this stuff. Okay? And look, man, it's just on and on. I could go. But I'm just trying to tell you that he needs the 9. He needs the 1-9. He's born on 1-8. And who's born on 1-9? Princess Kate. Okay? Same thing with that Nicolas Cage. He's born on 1-9. And he does, or is it Nixon born on 1-9 and Cage is born on 1-7? One of those. It doesn't matter anyway. Nixon was the president that Elvis visited. Now I'm getting my things mixed up. But anyway, I've talked about the Nixon thing and everything. But anyway, so Elvis needs the 1-9. And remember, I told you that in between Elvis's birthday and 9/11 was 247 days, which is my birthday. 247th day of the year, which is 9/4. But from Elvis's birthday, 1/8 to 9/11 is 247 days, which is 8 months, 4 days, right? Hold on. And so Elvis needs the 1-9. And why does he need the 1-9? Remember, I was just telling you about the 247 days in between Elvis' birthday and 9/11. Elvis was born on 1/8. Elvis need, I should have put S here, sorry. Elvis needs the 1-9. Anyway, Elvis is born on the 8th day of the year. The 8th day of the year is 2.19%. Okay, and I told you Seattle equals 8219. All right, but forget about that right now. So 8th day of the year is 2.19%. And Elvis needs the 9, which is 2.47. That's my birthday, the 247th day of the year. 247 days was in between Elvis' birthday and 9/11. And look, Elvis is 89 years old right now. Elvis needs the 9. He's 89 years old right now. Okay? You understand? So he needs the 9, right? Okay, now watch. Why does he need this 2.47? And remember, he's born on 1/8, but he needs the 9. But look, 2.47, look what happens. So 666 days is 182.47%. Elvis is born on 1/8. He needs the 247, which is the 9th day of the year, 2.47. Elvis's birthday is 1/8 to 9/11 was 247. Do you get it? 18247. 18247 is 666 days. So he needs that 247. And that's why I was just showing you that the 9th day is 2.47. Okay? Okay? Now, what is America's age right now? Because remember, I'm born on the 248th day of the year, 9/4. And America's age right now is 247 years, and it's going to be 248 in July, which is after my prediction of June 11th, you know. So, and 9/11 happened on the 247th day of the year. On a leap year, it would have been the 248th, but it was on the 247th day it happened. Between Elvis' birthday and 9/11 was 247 days. America is 247 years old right now, in between, which is my birthday. You understand? Okay? Now, if you still think these are coincidences, all right, remember, I'm telling you that June 11th is the next 9/11, right? 6/11. Look at this. The square root of 6/11 is 24.7 and then a bunch of other numbers. But the first 3 numbers, which is the most important because it's the first one after the decimal point, is the 7. So the very first time that these 3 numbers come into contact is at the 6/11 mark. Because if you put 610 here, it would be 24.6. So the first time that you see 247 is at the 611 mark of a square root. Okay? Do you understand what I'm telling you? Because America is 247 years old. Elvis needs the 2.47 because he's born on 1/8. He needs the 1/9, the 19 crown. You understand? And in between Elvis' birthday and 9/11 is 247 days. Okay? And the square root of 611 is 24.7, 247. Okay? Now, if that's still not enough for you, how about this? So the prime numbers of 6 and 11 is 1331, which is the Taylor Swift favorite number crap, you know, which I've shown all the connections already. Now pay attention. If you go across 6 equals 13, 6, 13, 11, 31, 11, 31. The square root of 6, 13, 11, 31 equals 2476.112. Now, what does this mean? Because look, America's age is 247 years. I'm telling you it's going to happen on 6/11, but because it's a leap year, it lands on the 6/12 day. So 247, 6/11 lands on the 6/12. So you have 6/11 and 6/12 in there too. And you know, there's a few other things I could show you here, but this is the key right here. All right. So it's connected perfectly to what I'm telling you right now. Okay? Are you getting what I'm showing? If you're not, I'm sorry. I can't keep explaining it. Now, remember earlier, I was telling you to remember the 665 and the 666 connections, which I'll explain again in a moment. All right? So Elvis's death day, this is the actual death date of Elvis, 8/16/1977. And the next, and if you go forward to 6/11, 2 years later, it would be 665 days. See, we're trying to get to the 666, but it doesn't hit 666 on 6/11. It hits it on 6/12. If you use this year, from the first time after Elvis's death to go to the 666 mark, it lands on 6/12. But if you use the next year, if you used Elvis's death date in the next year to 6/11, it would be 666 days, but it would land on 6/11 because it's a leap year ending. 1980 was a leap year, okay? And you know, Elvis was born on the eighth day, right? The eighth prime number is 19. So that's why this is very important. And how old was Elvis on this day? He was 40. I mean, this year on 1980, he would have been 45 years old, but he had already died, okay, at the age of 42. Because I told you the 45 is connected big time, because that's why Trump is the image of Elvis, you know. But anyway, so basically what I'm saying is, from on Elvis's death date, 8/16, if you go to 6/11 on a leap year from his death date, it would be 666 days, okay? And that's why you need this. And why am I showing you that is because, hold on, folks, let me find that piece of paper. Where the heck did I do with it? Is it over here? Give me a second here, folks. Remember earlier I was showing you this? Give me a second here. So remember I was showing you this. You see how hard this is to do these videos, folks? Trying to explain it all. So I told you that 665 and 666 equals 1331, which is that Taylor Swift's favorite number is 1331, which is the 6 prime number is 13, the 11 prime number is 31. But see, this one has to go because it needs to be the 666, you know? And 666 plus 666 is 1332. Listen, I don't want to get into all the explanation of this, but there's actually another part to this. He actually needs 666, 667, but I'll explain that in another video. But this equation has to go. All right, that's why the 6 prime number is 13, the 11 prime number is 31. 611 is the next 911. Okay? I know I'm confusing you guys, but it's very hard to explain. And that's why I was showing you this equation from Elvis's death. Okay? Now, back to what I was showing you here, that why Elvis needs the 9, right? Because 666 days is the 1/8 2.47, because Elvis was born on 1/8, he needs a 247 to get to the 666. See, on the 8th day is 2.19%. The 9th day is 2.47. He needs that 1/9, the 19 crown. And that's why 1/8, Elvis' birthday, 2.47 he needs. Okay? So that's why this equation has to go where the 219 is connected. Okay? He has to kill the twin number, And that's why I said that from 816 to 611 on a leap year is 665 days or 666 days if you add the day on a leap year. From Elvis's death day to 611 is 665 days if you don't add the day, 666 if you add the day. Anyway, and which is what I was trying to explain here. The 6 prime number is 13, 11 prime number is 31. Okay? And remember, I was telling you that Elvis turned 45 in the 1980 year, which I was trying to explain to you why. Hold on. The troll's calling me. Hold on, folks. All right. Anyway, I know this is confusing, folks. I'm sorry, but this is just, I can't, explain. And Trump, he turned 78 years old. And I told you, if you look back at what I just showed, look, because Elvis died in 77, but I told you, if you look at the equation from Elvis's death date in 1978 to 1980, where he turned 45, if he was alive, it would have been 666 days. So the 78 to the day he turned 45, to the year he turned 45. So it's the 78 connection to the 666, and then that's where this comes in. If you add up all the numbers between 70 through 78 is 666. Okay? And that's why Trump, he was elected and became president at the age 70, and he's going to get his head wound at the age of 78 this year, which is the 666. Listen, folks, it's such a perfect puzzle, but it's so confusing to explain. How can you explain the unexplainable? That's what I'm doing here. I'm basically explaining the unexplainable. All right? That's it's so impossible to explain, but I'm trying my best, folks. I can't make it any more clear. I don't know what to tell you, okay? Now, if you don't believe what I was saying, remember, I was just showing you the 45 connection to the 666, where it landed at 666, right? So remember, Elvis died at the age of 42 in 1977, and his 45th year death anniversary was in 2022. And from that day, the 45th anniversary of Elvis's death was on 8/16/2022. From the day he died, 8/16/77 to 8/16/2022 is 45 years, right? The 45 mark. And from that day, 8/16/2022, his 45-year death anniversary, to this year, 6/11, is 666 days. Do you understand? That's what I'm trying to show you. This is it, the 45 to the 666 connection. And I just told you that Trump turned 78, is going to turn 78 soon. Okay? Yes, Elvis died at the age of 42. Washington's the 42nd state, right? And anyway, so if that's still not enough for you, remember, Elvis died in between 77 and 78. That's why the 77, the year he died, connects to the 78. Okay? Because he died in between. All right? And I told you that the Elvis was born, pay attention. Elvis was born on 1/8/35, the year. And 35 years later started 1970. And why is 1970 so important, folks? Pay attention. Because 1970 if you take the O, which is the crown, you get 197 with a crown. The 45th prime is 197. So that's where you see 4-5 crown, 450. Do you see it? 45th prime is 197, so it would be 45 with a crown, 197. So that's where the 45 mark started. All right? So the 70 in 1970, get it, to 78. 70 through 78 is 666, okay? And it connects to the 45, all right? And I just told you that at the 45-year death anniversary of Elvis, to that, from that day of his 45-year death anniversary forward, 666 days, lands on June 11th from 816, right? Now, so when did Elvis die again? 1977. Get it? 1977. Think about the way I said it. 1977. Now watch what happens if you see it that way. 1977. And remember, 197 is the 45th prime. This is a crown. And then you have a 7. 45 is the 197. Then you have a crown. Then you have 7. 4507. The 611th prime number is 4507. Are you understanding what I'm showing? Okay? And you know the 88 is connected to this too, because the 88 connects to the 89, all right? And 88th prime number is 457. The 611th prime is 4507, right? And look, Elvis's birth and death is 18 and 816. That's the same numbers you see here, 18816. 18816. It's in the numbers right there. Okay? It's all connected to his numbers. And that's why the 88 connects to the 89, okay? It's in, and that's why when Elvis had the Super Bowl halftime show in 1989, the same year Taylor Swift and that Elvis Presley, Travis Kelce idiot dude, you know. And by the way, Kansas City Chiefs, they play in the 816 area code, which is Elvis's death date. Kansas City Chiefs, who won the Super Bowl, you understand? And Travis Kelce, that sounds like Elvis Presley, which Taylor Swift, the creature's dating. In 1989, they had the Super Bowl halftime show. Elvis was the Super Bowl halftime show at the 1989 Super Bowl. But the season started in 88. So the 88-89. Do you understand what I'm telling you? The 88-89. And that same year that the Elvis halftime Super Bowl happened, you had the April Fool's prank of the Space Needle falling. They actually they broke onto a live from some comedy show and said that the Space Needle had fallen. King County News, King 5 News. That's a legitimate news source. They used that name, King 5. And I told you, Elvis is known as the King Seattle's in King County, right? And they said that the Space Needle had fell. And people were freaking out. You know, they're like, what do you mean? You know, I mean, people thought some of their family members might have been in there. There's nobody got sued or anything. What the hell? Because it's nonsense. If that happened now, they'd all be sued, right? You know? And speaking of the King County, I told you everything connects to this Martin Luther King thing, which I'll explain later in another video. I've explained it already many times, but I'm going to get more in depth in it. But the MLK, Martin Luther King, is named after Seattle, King County now. The King was killed in Memphis, Tennessee, where Elvis lived and died. So Martin Luther King was killed where Elvis... And what was the number of the address where he was killed? 450, which I just explained to you, the 450, 45 with a crown. That was the address of that hotel where he was killed. And that's why they named the Seattle's named after that guy now, because they're going to destroy. They're going to do what they supposedly did to Martin Luther King you know. And now I can't remember what I was going to say. Darn it. I lost my concentration. What was I saying before I talked about the Martin Luther King? I can't remember. Darn it. I lost my place, folks. I can't remember. Ah, man, I can't remember now. All right, folks. I don't know what else to say. Like I said, it's an impossible thing I'm trying to explain here, and I hope you guys can understand it somewhere down the road. Listen, folks, I've had thousands of videos on this. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I've been talking about the same stuff for 5 years. That it's coming to the end of the line here, all right? And but you know, the number one most important thing is get out of Washington State before June 11th. That's all you have to know is get out. Okay? And man, I wish I could remember. I know there was one other thing I wanted to say, you know. I don't want to get out. I don't want to end this video until I remember. Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody who's understanding this and comment. And by the way, folks, to all the people who are commenting, I'm already over, you know, my brain is on overload. So for me to look at the comments and try to comment about what you're saying, I can't do that, you know? So I apologize for not responding to your comment. All right, anyway. Come on, man. I'm trying to think. There was one last thing I was going to say. Oh, about the Super Bowl. That's what it was. So remember, I told you that this has to be shown. Now that I've already messed this video up, making it this long, I'm just going to show it anyway. Okay, folks, look. Give me a second here. I could show you almost every connection to the Super Bowl stuff, but I'm not going to do that again. But the number one thing you got to know is this. Give me a second here. I'm going to show it. This has to be shown, folks. I don't care. Give me a second here. Give me 1 second. Try to make sure I have everything here. All right. Look at this mess in front of me. You tell me you could figure out. Look at this. Where? Let me just show you this. Look at this mess. I mean, like, how can you work in this kind of mess? You know what I mean? And try to concentrate. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. I'm overwhelmed, man. All right. So anyway, like I said, the year that the Elvis halftime Super Bowl was in 1989, right? But I told you the season started in 88. The 88 connects to the 89. That's what I was trying to make you understand. Anyway, so that equation has to go, the 88, 89. But basically what I'm trying to say is that anyway, the Elvis halftime Super Bowl was in 89, okay? And Elvis turned 89 this year, okay? And And I told you Elvis needs the 9. He was born on the 8th day. He needs the 9, right? The 1-9. So, so before I talk about the Super Bowl thing, oh, someone's saying Candace Owens is born on 19 because people were talking about her getting fired in the other live stream. Yeah. Anyway, so remember my 2 predictions, all right? So remember my 2 predictions, June 11th and August 4th, right? And June 11th is the 162nd day of the year. August 4th is the 216th day of the year, right? So it's the 16-2-2-16. 16-2-2-16, right? The June 11th, August 4th predictions. And Elvis had an identical twin that died at birth. Jesse was born on 1/8. Elvis was born on 1/8, right? The twins, the identical twins. And Jesse died at birth, right? But look, if you look at the way they say the dates here in America and the dates in the UK, it's backwards, 8181. So look, it's 2, if you add it up, it's 216, 16-2. Okay? August 4th is the 216th day of the year. June 11th is the 162nd day of the year. Okay? Are you understanding what I'm showing? And, you know, Elvis died on 8/16, and Trump's going to be pronounced dead on August 4th, but he survived somehow the deadly wound, but they pronounced him dead. 8/16 plus 8/4 is 1620. Do you get what I'm saying? 8 and 16, 8 and 4 is 1620. That's the 16-2 with a crown. Get it? 16-2-2-16 with a crown. Get it? If you said it backwards, it would be 2016. And that's when Trump was elected, just like when Obama was president. And Obama was born on August 4th. 2016 is when he was elected. You get what I'm saying? Okay. And like I said, they were identical twins, right? And I told you that the identical twins, their dates, their birth dates equal 216 and 16-2, right? Which connects to August 4th and June 11th, 216, 16-2. The words identical twins equals 162 forward, 216 backwards. You see what I'm saying? And again, here we go again with the 216, 16-2 with a crown. Elvis's birthplace is Mississippi, the 20th state. Elvis's death place is the 16th state, is Tennessee. 216, 16-2 with a crown. Are you understanding what I'm showing you? I'll get to how this connects to the Super Bowl in a minute. I told you from Elvis's birthday, if you went forward 1,616 days, it lands on 11. Why am I showing the 16-16? Because that's the 2-16s. Get it? 16-2, 2-16s. 2 of them. The PP. The PP is the Antichrist. I told you that. All right? If you go forward from Elvis' birthday to 611 is 1,616 days. On a leap year, it'd be 1617. And Trump's going to get his head wound in the 17th state. Elvis died in the 16th state. You know what I mean? But anyway, and I told you Elvis's death date was 8/16 at the age of 42. 8/16 on military time would be 2016. You know what I mean? The next time it came around, 8/16 would be 2016 military time. And if you said it backwards, he died at the age of 42. And if you say the numbers backwards of the 2016, it would be 1620. 1620 is 420 military time. 420 would be 1620 military time, and he died at the age of 42, right? And 8/16 is 2016. The backwards numbers of that is 1620. See how perfect it comes together? The 16-2 and the 216. Get it? Are you understanding what I'm showing? And the O's are crowns. Okay? Anytime you see an O, it's a crown. And Elvis died at the age of 42. Washington's the 42nd state. Elvis Aaron Presley, his full name equals 216. Just add up every letter. There's your connection to the 162 and the 216, right? Now, remember about the crown? When you put a crown, Elvis was born on January 8th. You put the H at the end, January 8th. Okay, this is what it equals without a crown. When you put a crown on it, this is what it equals. A crown on the day Elvis was born, 162, 216. There's your June 11th and August 4th again, 162nd and 216th day, right? And who were the first two presidents killed? The 16th and the 20th, 1620, you see? And I told you JFK was the 4th and Trump's going to be the 5th, the 45. Do you get it? You add up 35 and 45, you get 80. 8, 4, 5. Get it? 4 and 5 with the 80. Trump gets his head wound on 8-4, but it lands on the 8-5 day because it's a leap year. Do you understand what I'm showing? You lukewarm heathens. I'm tired of you people. Anyway. What was I showing? Now I've lost my mind. So anyway, back to what I was showing you here, how it connects their birthdays, the identical twins, connects to the August 4th and the June 11th, my two predictions, right? And I told you identical twins. Identical twins is 162, 216, which is June 11th, August 4th again, right? And so anyway, what I was trying to explain to you earlier was the 16, 20, 2016 connections. The first time ever in Super Bowl history, and to this day, never again has it happened, the score of the Elvis halftime Super Bowl was 20-16, 16-20, 162 with a crown, 216 with a crown. Are you understanding that? Are you understanding what I'm showing? 216, 16-20. The only time ever in Super Bowl history, okay, where the score has been 20-16 was at the Elvis Super Bowl. And where do the 49ers, who won the game, and they beat Ohio Cincinnati, who plays in Ohio, the Bengals. Trump's going to get his head wound in Ohio. I told you that. They beat the Cincinnati Bengals. Check this out. What is this right here? Levi's. Elvis is Levi's. That's what they play in Levi's Stadium, the 49ers. And who was the quarterback during the 49ers win right here? It was Joe Montana, the quarterback. Right? He was Joe Montana. When was Joe Montana born?
Joe Montana was born on June 11th, 1956.
When was Joe Montana born?
He was born on June 11th, 1956.
See? June 11th. The quarterback. Are you understanding what I'm telling you? And you guys know that that Elvis next year turns 90 years old, okay? And like I said, next year is the reset, counting with this year. Next year is the reset connection. And next year he turned 90 years old, and he's going to turn 90 still in the dragon year, because the dragon year finishes after Elvis's birthday next year. Okay? So on January 8th next year, during the dragon year still, because it doesn't end until after his birthday, he turns 90 years old during the dragon year, but it's the snake year that year. He died in the snake year. So he's the dragon and the snake in that year. Check this out. So he turns 90, and in the year 90, Elvis turned 55 years old. And why is that important? Because Satan equals 55, right? So in the year 90, he turned 55, but he's already dead, supposedly, right? He turns 55 in the year 90, okay? And next year, I told you he turns 90 in 2025, but in 1990, in the year 90, he turned 55, right? Which is The word Satan equals 55. Okay, now watch this. What was the score of the 1990 Super Bowl?
55-10.
55-10. You know what Satan equals? The reduced numbers also. It's 55 is the regular number and then reduces 10. So 55-10 is what Satan equals. Elvis turned 55 that year. And that Super Bowl was 55-10. The only time ever. So the year before, pay attention, the year before, you had the Elvis Super Bowl. Okay? The Elvis halftime Super Bowl, where the score was the perfect 16-20-20-16 connection. Because they're going to destroy the twin connection, because it's the identical twin connection with the 16-20-20-16. Then the next year is when he turns into Satan. Do you understand? He is the one that's going to be worshipped next year. Okay? They're going to put the ball rolling. It starts this year. Next year, the ball gets rolling. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Okay? Because do you understand what I'm talking about? Satan equals 55 and then reduced numbers 10. So 55-10, the Super Bowl score was 55-10. The only time in history was it 55-10. And the only time in history when the Super Bowl was 20-16 was the Elvis halftime Super Bowl. And Elvis turned 55 in the year 90. And that year they had the 55-10 Super Bowl score. And 49ers won again, right? Who was the MVP of the 1990 Super Bowl?
Quarterback Joe Montana.
When was Joe Montana born?
Joe Montana was born on June 11th.
Again, connecting to 6-11, connecting to Satan, because the score was, and it was Super Bowl 24. Yes, I forgot to mention that. I've shown this 100 times, folks. Super Bowl 24. Okay? and we're in the year 24 because I told you that it connects to each other. When did the 1990 Super Bowl season start? In 89. Just like the 89 Super Bowl started in 88. So the 88 connects to the 89, the 89 connects to the 90. They all connect to each other. So one of those things has to go. The twin has to go. And that's why the what has to go is the 88 to 89. And what needs to stay is the 88 to the 90. The 89 has to go. Okay? 88 to 90 has to stay. Are you understanding that? Because remember, what comes after the 8? The 9. So you have the 8, then the next one is the 9, then the crown. So it's 8, 8, 9, 0. Because the 89 leaves. They don't need that 89 because the 90 connects to the 88. 8, 8, then to the 90 would be 8, 8, 9, 0, you know. I know it doesn't make any sense, but if you see what I'm going to be showing in the future, you'll understand. I just can't get to it, folks. It's so overwhelming that I don't even know how to bring this information out. Okay? It's so complicated. All right? Literally, I'm telling you, it's making my hair fall out. It's so ridiculous. Anyway, God bless all of you. I'll leave the video up because I hate this video because it's so convoluted, you know. It's just too much information, you know. Anyway, God bless everyone. Any last words? I'll stay on another couple minutes. I can't do this no more, folks. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. It's just like that movie, A Beautiful Mind, where just the numbers just was too much, you know. It's just too much, man. You know. Anyway. Yeah, like I said, Elvis is the unseen Antichrist. He is the one. But Trump is going to make sure that Elvis is worshipped, okay? And that's why Obama's here, to make sure the other side, the ones who are just the absolute heathens, to keep them in line, they need Obama, okay? they need a different person to lead them because they won't listen to, uh, you know, a person like Trump, because Trump is bamboozling the Christians, you know, and that's why you need the, you know, the both sides, you know, the yin and the yang connection, you know. Yeah, God bless everyone who understands. God bless you. Anyway, for the people who have eyes to see and ears to hear, you're blessed, because I'm telling you, there's some, even my own family doesn't understand it. You know, they're great people, but they've been blinded. You know, and by the way, they believe in God. Most of them, but uh, but what I'm saying is, I mean, my immediate family believes in God, but their, you know, kids might not be so, but they will. They're all going to come for. You'll see. You know, they're all going to wake up, folks. You know. Anyway, like I said, for you guys, especially if you're young, man. If you're a young person and who have eyes to see and ears to hear, that young of an age, and you believe in Jesus with all your heart and soul, you are blessed, man. Because you know it took a lot of us years of being a heathen to figure it out. You know. Anyway, God bless all of you, and I'll see you guys. Any last words, folks? Anybody in this video? Anybody have anything left to say? Yeah, exactly. Somebody's saying that people think that Trump is going to be the savior. You know what I mean? That saves America. They don't understand that he's the snake who he's who he's always referencing. People are so blinded they don't get it. You know. No, I don't. I don't take donations. I appreciate that. No, I don't take donations. Never have. Never will. I don't have. I've never monetized. Yeah, I appreciate that, but no, thanks. Yeah. God bless everybody. Anybody else have anything to say? Yeah, we do. We all need to get our house in order. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm gonna leave this up. Yeah. Oh, look, my wife's in the chat, and if she doesn't behave herself, she's gonna be my ex-wife soon. Anyway, so you okay? Listen, I'm gonna give you your wrench back, but I'm telling you, if you start up with me again, it's gonna be taken away again from you. Oh, but I can't give it to you right now because I don't even know if it's you. It might be. It could be a troll. That's why I got to be careful. I'll give you the wrench later when I find out if it's you or not, because you know the troll always mimics other people's channels. For the people who don't know, my wife is the one with the word seven, the name seven. Anyway, she's gonna come around too. I'm not worried about it. One day. Anyway, you want to call me? Call me, and if it's you, well, call me if it's you, and I'll put the ring. I'll give you the wrench. Just make the call. Anyway, what else, folks? Any last words? You better hurry up. I'm about to delete the video. I mean, not delete it, but I'm going to end the chat. Well, I guess you're not getting the wrench. Anyway, so what else, folks? Any last words? All right. I don't know why you didn't just call. I don't know why you had the text message. All right, I'll give you the wrench. Let me give my wife a wrench back. Hold on. All right. Anyway, folks, whoever got in late to the chat, you got to watch from the beginning and just be patient and watch the whole thing. I know it's convoluted, but it all makes sense if you're paying attention closely. Like I said, I'm trying to explain the unexplainable. All right. Anyway, folks, any last words? Are we done here? All right, one more minute. Yeah, I appreciate everybody. God bless all of you. Yeah, thank you. Oh, somebody's asking me even though I've answered the question already, I don't know why you're asking it again, but I'll answer it. Someone's saying who will be the actual Antichrist. I just told you that Elvis is the actual Antichrist, but Trump is the one in the flesh who's the Antichrist. See, because I told you they're mocking God, because you understand that Jesus was God in the flesh, all right, and is, you know what I'm saying? He's God in the flesh, and that's why Trump had to be in the flesh, okay, to mock what we're talking about here, because there had, Elvis is the actual one, but okay, but it's going to be through Trump, the worship. I told you everything's a mockery of God, all right? And Obama is the third wheel. I told you it's all about the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. It's the unholy Trinity is Obama, Trump, and Elvis, Anyway, again, I told you the image of either Elvis's image, his number, or the number of his name. What the hell did I just say? Either his name, the number of his name, or his image. That's what I was trying to say. Is going to be the mark of the beast. And because Trump kind of looks like Elvis, Trump benefits from the worship of Elvis. Now, how are they going to do the worship part? I'll explain what I mean. Like, what could the mark of the beast be? I told you what's going to happen is, right now, I told you they passed that Elvis Act, which I talked about a few months ago. Go and watch that video where I put breaking news, it's begun or something like that under the live stream section. It has to do with Elvis, the Elvis Act. They just passed it, because I talked about it a couple months ago, but they just passed it a couple of days ago. It's the first one of its kind where it's something to do with AI. Here it is right here. It's the Ensuring Likeness, Voice, Image Security, the Elvis Act, okay? And I explained to you how that connects to the Antichrist. But the words. Anyway, what I was saying to you is that that is possibly how it can be done, because if everybody has to take some kind of mark to prove that they're not some type of AI or something. I don't understand it, but they're going to have to take some kind of mark to prove who they are. Do you understand? And that could be the way they do it. If every state starts to do that Elvis Act, that could be the beginning of the introduction to the actual mark that goes on or inside of you. Because I believe that it's going to be both on and in, you know? Yeah. Hold on. Listen, for the people, you need to go watch my testimony. I don't know what you guys are asking. I told you I have a 2 hour and 8 minute video from 6 months ago under the live stream section. It says Jurassic testimony. In the beginning was the king, man, and son. Go watch that video if you want my testimony. All right. And you'll see it. I explain it. All right. No, I didn't hear about that. Somebody's saying something about King Charles signing some kind of thing where UK and US become one country or something. I haven't heard of that. But I would listen. Nothing surprises me. But like I said, you'll see the ball rolling as soon as the two predictions happen of my June 11th Washington State event and the August 4th Trump headwind in Ohio. Once these two events happen, it'll set the mark in motion. Okay. And you'll see it how it'll and what better way than to have the music industry started, because that's who started it. It's the Nashville music industry in Tennessee that started that Elvis Act. Okay, because Elvis lived and died in Tennessee, right? And and Lucifer was a musician in heaven, and Elvis represents Lucifer, like I said 100 times. uh that's what it's all about. What better way for the musician, to have a musician involved, in the mark, you know. I told you, Elvis is like Batman and Trump is the Bruce Wayne character. Do you get it? The superhero and his alter ego. And even Trump says he's Batman because technically Bruce Wayne is Batman, right? So that do you understand? Okay. All right, folks. Any last words? Now for sure, I got to end it, folks. No more comment, please. No more comments. I'm deleting, not deleting. I'm going to end the video in exactly 1 minute and 18 seconds. So finish your conversations and no more new comments, folks. My throat is killing me, and I'm not doing a live stream tonight. So this is the last video I'm doing today. I need to rest my voice. Just if you came in late, make sure you watch from the beginning, okay? Yes, exactly. Elvis, he represents Satan and Lucifer, the prince of the power of the air. How else, how did you hear Elvis? Through the airwaves, through the record, you know? And the record looks like the Space Needle, the top of it, you know? That's why the needle, just like the record player has a needle. And notice that the records, it used to spin at 33, 45, and 78. And 78 is the last one, remember? If you saw earlier what I was talking about, the 78. And Trump's going to turn 78. Elvis is the CC rider, the 33. Then they need the 45, and then it ends at 78. That's what he used to spin at, the records, 33, 45, and 78. No, nobody gets a wrench. I don't give wrenches away. The only reason I said that I gave it to my wife, that's the only person. Because I know she wouldn't block anybody. Yeah, I don't let nobody decide who gets blocked and who doesn't. Only I can do that. All right. Oh, I went over again a minute. See, I can't stop. All right, that's it. Watch. I'm gonna leave this video up. If you got in late, watch it from the beginning. Be patient and watch it all the way through. I know I did a lot of yapping and unnecessary. I'm sure some of it, but it had to be shown, folks. I'm sorry that it took this long. But anyway, God bless all of you. For all the new people in the chat, make sure you listen carefully. This is what you do, okay? Under the video section of this channel, only watch the parts 1 through 7. There's people walking by my window here. Watch parts 1 through 7 of Elvis 666 Connections. All right, just watch that under the video section of this channel. That's the pre-recorded. Only watch those 7 videos right now. It's part 1 through 7 so far of the 666 Connections with Elvis. Then go to the live stream section of this channel and watch all the live streams from the last 7-8 months, okay? That's all you have to do. Don't go any further. You don't need to go way back. Just do exactly the way I said it if you want to know. Now, for the testimony, if you want my testimony, it's from 6 months ago under the live stream section called Jurassic Testimony. In the beginning was the King, Man, and Son. It's 2 hours, 8 minutes long. All right? That's it. And a video. I'll leave the video up, okay? Man, see, now you say something, now I gotta say it. Because, yeah, a while back, I showed that, years ago, I showed that that Trump gave Elvis the Presidential Medal of Freedom Award, you know, posthumously, because he was already dead, right? And, and when he was, you know, when they gave the award to Elvis, you know, why? Out of all the people, why did they wait so many years to give Elvis the award, you know? You would think the other presidents would have gave it to him, you know? Because they all loved Elvis, right? But they waited for Trump, you know, his alter ego, you know, his replacement twin. Because Elvis's twin died at birth, the identical. And supposedly was, but you know, whether he was sacrificed, whatever, who knows? But so Trump, while he was president, gave Elvis the Presidential Medal of Freedom Award posthumously, you know, because he was already dead, Elvis. And while he was giving it away, Trump fixes his tie as the song is going, right when the song was saying, how great, you know, oh Lord, how great thou art. That was a song. He was fixing his tie as if he's talking about him, you know. And during that thing, he says about Elvis, he says, the king, the true king, he said. That's what he said about Elvis. You know. Anyway, folks, God bless all of you. Jesus is God. End the video. Watch from the beginning. I'm going to leave this video up at least for a while. So, anyway. All right. End the video.